So you're taking the Clark Griswold family vacation all across the country. Is your car ready? This customer is making sure theirs is. Let's get started. Like I mentioned, this is a 2018 GMC Yukon Denali. And where you could have had a 5.3 or the 6.2 engine, this one has the 6.2 and the 10L80 transmission. We'll take a look around it and see where did $3,000 go into this thing, why so much, and how scheduled maintenance is so important on today's cars. Luckily, this customer fully understands that and has no qualms about putting the money into the vehicle. It's easy to think, my car drives fine, it doesn't have any issues, I don't need to put any money in it right now, and you couldn't be more wrong. Let's take a look around this Yukon. It's very nice. Seems like the grills are getting bigger and bigger on trucks, Mrs. Wizard.
Yeah, I think the architecture is similar to the Gothic cathedral builders, just try and reach higher and higher and higher.
Bigger and bigger and bigger, but it does look nice. I do like the way that these Yukon Denalis look. It is in good shape, has some nice big, I believe those are 20-inch wheels. Yes, they are. And as we go down the side, it looks like a vehicle that might have 40 or 50,000 miles on it. It actually has 101,000 miles, but it is in very, very good condition. Equally nice on that side. No dents, scratches, or rust spots or anything. Let's go ahead and jump under the hood. I remember opening the hood on the first car I ever owned. I also remember when I was in high school, a kid getting my driver's license meant freedom. I love that old Ford Escort. Fast forward a few years to my time in the Army, I made some foolish purchases and found myself upside down in debt. I quickly learned that all that freedom I had before was no longer available when I had bills taking a lot of my pay. I worked hard and paid off that debt, but I really could have used some help from PDS Debt, the sponsor of today's video. They help you take back your life. Whether you owe credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, or are in collections, PDS Debt understands debt and how to help you in your unique situation. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people get back in control, pay less, and move forward with confidence. PDS Debt has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and earned thousands of 5-star reviews on Google. You deserve to be happy, and staying buried under debt is definitely keep you from living your best life. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/carwizard. That's pdsdebt.com/carwizard. Don't forget, that's pdsdebt.com/carwizard. Now back to this Yukon Denali. Now I mentioned this does have the 6.2, and just like the Denalis of the past, they always got the bigger engine. Even in 2005, 6, 7, you got the big 6-liter. This one has the 6.2, more power, obviously not more efficient than the 5.3, uses more fuel, but when you buy the Denali, you want more power. With 101,000 miles, I was fully expecting not to need a whole lot as far as repairs. I knew we were doing a lot of services, but I was surprised. We did a pressure test and found the water pump was leaking. And I was really surprised to see, and I'm actually very much liking this, is that on the older LS-based motors, the water pump was kind of large and in front of the engine. But this one is a nice little cartridge. Let's take a look. So it's the black pulley right here. I'm actually tapping on it. That is the water pump, and luckily you don't have to pull that whole assembly off. And it's just like this here. Like I said, it's a cartridge. This portion here bolts to the water pump housing, and the belt turns the water pump. It's so much easier. You reach through these little holes with your ratchet, get the bolts off, and it comes right out. So a new water pump took care of the leak. I was surprised at only 100,000 miles, the water pump has already failed, but it is what it is. Let's take a look around the rest of the engine. So here's the side of the engine. This is kind of an upgraded version of the LS-based engines, but it does have similar spark plugs and spark plug wires, which is what we did on this vehicle. It has all new plugs and wires. On the other side as well is the same. A lot of similarities to the older motors, but a lot of new things as well. We also replaced all the belts, and it also had a leak on the front main seal. But before we lift this thing up and really start diving into what the underneath looks like and what we all did, let's let Mrs. Wizard give you guys a quick interior tour.
There you have it, ladies and gents, 101,876 miles. Yeah, and you're going to see that even the interior is going to present very well today. It does not look like it has that many miles, but our gauge cluster looks very nice. Obviously, that all that center section lights up when the car is turned on, but 'tis not at the moment. dash is in very nice condition. Looks like it's been well taken care of. Have a few dust motes, that's about it. Have some lovely faux wood trim, but we have a very nice infotainment screen. We have controls for the radio and our creature comforts and HVAC systems. So move down, we do have keyless start, which we have our push button over here, but looking nice, opens very smooth, very nice. Have another one on this side for our cup holder. So all those little hinges are still doing a great job. I like the armrest, it's very large. There's a nice divider between the two sides and a spot, obviously it says, for your cell phone. Keeps it from flying too much around. We have a lot in the center section here, and we see some coins, you see some gum, some napkins, and we also see some keys. And that's one thing to watch for. If you are taking your car to an unscrupulous shop, that may not be a great idea, but we don't mess with anything. Their gum, their keys, that's all safe in there with us. The seats are leather and have solid on the sides with perforated in the center. Rather nice condition, looking good. They do say Denali stitched into the headrest. As we look at our door card, you'll see we have more of that wood trim with lots and lots more of this very dark charcoal gray. The back is in cargo mode. Whew, that is a lot of space back there. But if you were to raise those seats up, you would see that it is seating back there for 7 total for the car. But you can definitely see you can get a lot of stuff in here because, again, this is based on a full-size truck chassis, so it could probably hold a sheet of plywood. As we look up, the headliner's in good shape. We do have a screen on the top for kids to watch videos. So look at our center console here. You'll see that there's a nice little spot here, which is our rear view mirror for the back passengers, which can nicely be stowed ahead. We've got our sunglasses holders, and we've got other controls back there as well. So looking good, no marks, no blemishes. As we get to the steering wheel, lots of just regular controls we're used to seeing on cars today. It does say Denali here in the center. So enough of this interior talk. Let's get this up in the air and see what's going on underneath this thing.
The customer brought this in for a possible leak, and also they wanted all the fluid serviced because they're going to be going on a very long trip all over the country. So they want to make sure everything's up and also take care of the services while they're here. We don't see any leaks going on with the radiator core support area. Nothing going on right there. Let's go ahead and check these wheels and tires out. Our brakes are about 50%, but they still have a lot of life left. Sway bar links are good. We do see a sticker on here that says SM Glide Ride Technology. I'm not sure what that is, but they're not leaking, so that's good. So we don't have anything leaking there. Our CV boots are good. We do see the tires are getting kind of thin though, and I do believe after this trip to this shop here, they're going to be taking it to a tire shop and getting new tires. Nothing loose there. 50% on the brakes. Struts not leaking. CV boots are good. Sway bar link is good. Nothing loose there either. Here's our 10L80 transmission. Very, very heavy duty 10-speed. We just did a service on it through this tiny little bolt. A lot of newer transmissions are really actually kind of difficult to service. They don't have a dipstick anymore. You can probably add one to these, I've heard, but a lot of them are done through this kind of a pipe or a tube that's inside of there, and you fill it to a certain point at a certain temperature until it stops dribbling out. It's pretty simple, but not as easy as a dipstick. So that's been serviced. Our brake fluid has been serviced. Our differential up front has been serviced. Now we're moving back to the transfer case. Our front drive shaft is good, nothing loose there. Here's our transfer case. We just serviced that as well. All new fluid in that, it's not leaking. Our rear drive shaft, nothing loose there either, which is good. We also serviced the rear differential. It's got fresh fluid in there. I'll go ahead and check these brakes and things back here. The brakes are about 60% remaining in the back. The shocks are not blown out. Sway bar link is good. Nothing loose there. Brakes are good. Shocks are not blown out. Sway bar link is good. Nothing loose there. And a lot of shops don't, like I've mentioned, they don't check the spare tire. This guy's going on a long trip. He probably would like to know that his spare tire is good. And it is good, and it's full of air, nice and tight, so it's ready to go. Let's get this thing on the ground and talk about how did it add up to $3,000 so fast. We all know prices have gone up on everything. You can't even buy a quart of oil for $1.99 like I used to. Now it's $3, $4, $5, sometimes 10, depending on what brand you buy. This took a lot of fluids. It took gear oil, transfer case, transmission, brake fluid, tons of oil. And you start adding it up, it was hundreds and hundreds just in fluids. It was really, really crazy. Talking about fluids, we're at 100,000 miles. We did the transmission service. There's a lot of people out there thinking that transmissions are sealed for life. I want to show you what we found. 100,000 miles, that's all. So unlike the 6L80, the 10L80 takes special fluid, which costs, imagine that, more money. It takes this ULV, ultra low viscosity fluid. It's not your typical Dexron 6. This is what it looks like when it's brand new. It's kind of cherry red, nice and clear, nice and clean. This is what we pulled out of it. After 100,000 miles, it's almost black. I'm going to pour this on this paper here and let you see the difference. It's more dramatic with the paper. So here's our brand new ULV fluid. Nice and bright red. Let's take a look at this 100,000 mile fluid and you guys can tell me what you think. It looks burned. It's almost black. So this is all the oil that came out of it. Junior Man wheeled it out from underneath the vehicle and I was like, wow, that's dark. I was expecting to be brown, maybe a little bit tan color or, you know, red, a little darker red, but it came out black. Take a look. Looks like dirty motor oil almost. Very, very dark. So can you imagine thinking that has another 300,000 miles left on that fluid? There's no way. I don't buy the lifetime fluid stuff. This guy is doing very well by having it changed out. Brand new ULV fluid, nice bright red. It looks like that's 300,000 miles old. It's almost black. So how did we get to $3,000 so fast? First of all, the cost of the fluids are pretty high, especially when you have special fluids that you have to buy, which are no longer $3 or $5. They can be $20 a quart, depending on different makes and models out there. I've seen some be $20. It's pretty high. But we did spark plugs, spark plug wires, and then the labor involved. $300, $400 right there. Spark plugs are 10, 12 bucks a piece now, times 8. You're at $100 just like that. You haven't even bought the wires yet. It adds up fast. Then we got the water pump. And when we pulled off all the belts, we didn't go back with the old ones. We put new belts on, new antifreeze, so it's got a coolant flush. We had the front main seal, which you really couldn't see because the plastic shield was in the way, but while we had that all apart, we had to remove the main pulley and replace the front main seal. Not a huge job, but it did add parts and a little bit of labor. Then we did the front differential oil. Then we did the transmission with all that ULV fluid and a filter kit. We did put a new filter on it and labor. Transfer case fluid. Then we got rear differential fluid. Then we flushed the brakes out with fresh fluid all the way through the entire system. And we replaced the rear pinion seal on the rear differential, which was starting to leak. And when you get $300 to $500 per operation and you start adding up 10 operations, there you go. You're at $3 grand really fast. I was actually talking to one of my buddies who also owns a shop in Alpharetta, Cameron, and he said it's amazing from when he started working on cars until now, how fast you start writing up an estimate and you're like, boom, 1,000. And you write a few more items, boom, there's another 1,000. It's so fast. It didn't used to be that way. I remember writing estimates when I was just a young mechanic, learning the ropes and everything at a previous shop I worked at. And if it got to $500, I thought, wow, that was a lot, but $500 is nothing anymore. It's crazy. I'm very happy that this customer is doing all these services because it's easy to think, my car drives fine, there's no check engine light on, why do I need to spend $2 or $3 grand on all these services? It keeps the car alive. If you look at the service or the scheduled maintenance in the owner's manual, it'll actually tell you at this point you're supposed to do this. At this point you're supposed to do that. To keep the life of the vehicle longer. Seals to get replenished, they kind of be kept supple with fresh fluid instead of getting hard. Especially with oil changes. If you go 10, 15,000 mile oil changes, a lot of the seals in the engine can actually start to get hardened like plastic. If you keep 3,000 to 5,000 mile oil changes, they stay soft. It's really in your best interest to keep the services up on a vehicle. So if this customer went on their road trip without doing any services or repairs, how far would they make it? It's possible they may not make it very far. If they put another 10,000 miles on this thing over the next several months, traveling all over the place, that water pump could leave them stranded. It could be on the side of the road with coolant kind of spraying all over the place. So it's very wise. This customer brought it in and said, there's something leaking and also let's get all these services done. I really like it when people take care of their vehicles, because further down the line, when you go to sell your vehicle and you can open a book and show that I serviced all the fluids at this date, at this time, you can ask more. You can stand firm on the price you're asking because it's in good shape. It's been taken care of. It's worth it, guys. It really is. If you're curious what kind of tools we use to work on this Yukon or any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. A lot of the tools we use in the shop are listed for sale there, and if you purchase any of them, we get a small cut, and we really do appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button because we have a shop full of cars, which means more videos for you guys coming down in the future. Thanks for watching.